Fashion that never goes out of style. Food like you've never tasted before. Home decor that tests the limits of design tradition. Dare to be different.
Ready to create your own personal style? Well, welcome to CoolHunters, where we don't care what they say is in or out or hot or not. We go and find what's cool, from food to fashion, from interior design to entertaining. Then you take it home and make it yours, because coming up with your personal style is what Cool Hunting is all about.
Marcia Sherrill. She is the ultimate cool hunter. You won't catch her strutting down the catwalk, but you will find her making cat calls at this season's latest trends. And when it comes to cooking up the coolest cuisine, her hat goes off to those dishes that tempt the taste buds. So whether she's foraging for fashionable floral fixtures,
This is some wacky plastic.
or bathing in southern comfort, one thing's for certain, she won't be kissing up to mainstream style makers. Instead, she dares to be different. So no matter what it takes, she's on a mission to celebrate personal style.
When I go power shopping and I get ready for the showdown with those sales associates, I like to bring along my most ferocious companion, Peach Blossom. So they better watch out if they want those couture commissions. But next, let's meet the cast of Cool Hunter and get a sneak peek at their outrageous and original lifestyle ideas. From talking foods to living vases, even Mexican margarita beauty treatments. This and much more next on Cool Hunter. Twice a year, leggy wenches strut their stuff, showing off the season's hottest styles, from Paris to Tokyo, Milan to New York. But what's a girl to do when just one of these articles of clothing costs more than a double Botox injection? I wear what I wear, and I wear it with style, because style is all about confidence. Now, some of you might question my woolly wear or my black go-go boots. Some people say they're night, but for me, they're day. Being in style is all about being confident. Just because the trends change from season to season doesn't mean you have to succumb to the fickle finger of fashion.
I think that's the future of style. And I think that if more women, if our society promoted more individuality in dressing, I think that fashion would be so much more interesting.
Jeffrey Kalinsky, owner of the world-renowned Jeffrey Boutique, may sell the top designs hot off the runway. But here's the little-known secret.
There's only one way to get that personal style, with individuality and confidence.
New York Times style editor Karen Rabinovitz is a modern-day fashionista. Stains, pains, flaws and all.
It's all about attitude and just working it. If you think you can do it, you can. It's like this jacket had a little bleach stain right here, and I'm like, all right, grandma's cameo. I don't like my haircut, throw on a hat.
Before you develop your own personal style, you've got to learn how to shop with confidence. You don't want to lose your cool. You got to buy what you want and what works for you, and that is what's stylish. Inside the store, it's all about avoiding the trend traps. Breakfast at Tiffany's? Courage? My one weakness, I confess, Prada shoes. But hey, Hepburn had her Capizios, Jackie O had her shades, and every season, I got to get me my Pradas. Now, I have got my coat, I have got my shoes, and you know, I always have my confidence.
Coming up, meet with Cool Hunter Monique Gibson, who shows us why plexiglass is always chic, even if it's mixed with 18th century antiques.
We are so lucky here at Cool Hunter. We have a team of amazing experts out there searching the globe for the coolest new lifestyle ideas. But in the house, my great gal pal, Monique Gibson, our interior design Cool Hunter. What do you got for me, baby?
I've got mid-century design for you, Marcia.
Oh, and I love mid-century chic.
Well, we're going to focus on plexiglass. I hope you love that too.
I do I not?
Well, thank you, Marcia. We're going to focus on Vladimir Kagan. We're going to visit his home. We're going to see his designs from the 40s, 50s, 60s, but translate absolutely beautifully today.
Well, I know he did Marilyn Monroe back in that glamorous 40s period. So
Absolutely.
he's new again?
Absolutely. After we do that, we're going to visit two other galleries, one Renfro, sort of transitional, and then we're going to come to a very, very modern place called Space. All along the way, we're going to see plexiglass.
Hold on, I am so excited. But before we go away, I want to introduce you to the rest of our cast of Cool Hunters. Cool Hunter Preston Bailey is tired of displaying flowers in glass vases. Boring. So he's come up with a cool new idea for floral arrangements. They're alive.
Instead of putting flowers into vases, what we're doing is making the containers be a floral arrangement. It could be done just as simple as organizing with leaves. It could be done with fresh flowers. And the idea is to be able to organize them in such a way that it sculpts a container. I think it's really a cool idea because it's fresh. For one thing, it's new, nobody else has done it, and no one else has tried to approach floral arrangement from that point of view.
Cool Hunter David Burke has come up with a recipe for food that literally speaks for itself. He calls it conversational cuisine.
What this Cool Hunter believes is that if you have a little bit of fun with your food and a little bit of imagination, you can produce dishes such as this. This bread basket is set up in a little truck that you can find in an antique store or in a closet. When you put down a dish like this at a table or a bread basket like this at a table, whether you know the people you're dining with or not, it breaks the ice. You're starting to talk about the food. The food steals the night. And this is something that we try to do in some of our dishes, is let the food be the conversation.
When it comes to fashion, Cool Hunter Karen Rabinovitz believes corsets are one item of clothing worth investing in. After all, a great shape is always in style.
Corsets may have began as an undergarment, but now as women have more freedom with what they wear, and we wear things like slips and lingerie as outerwear, a corset has become a huge fashion statement, a perennial symbol of chic, sophisticated, elegant femininity.
When it comes to travel, Cool Hunter Brad Thor is seeking out the most beautiful and outrageous European getaways.
If you're willing to try hard enough and you get off the beaten path, every once in a while you'll find a place of indescribable beauty.
We'll slide down into the world's oldest salt works, hike to an incredible waterfall, then visit a house filled completely with human bones. We'll go caving to an underground stream, as well as a set of caves filled completely with ice. We'll take a day trip to Salzburg and much, much more.
Pop culture princess Liz Freed says, surf's up, looking to recharge your life? The answer may be, catch a wave.
The lifestyle's cool, it's optimistic, it's laid back, the clothes are great, the music's great. It's a personal challenge, it's about taking risks and being closer to nature, and it's about freedom of spirit. The popularity has created, more magazines, websites, there's nothing really cooler than surfing.
Our beauty expert, Lillian von Stuffenberg, has tracked down the coolest new luxury hotel service, personalized baths. Yes, provided by your very own bath butler. Now that's room service.
The coolest new service available is your own personal bath butler, who will not only come and draw your bath, but present you with an array of bath salts, soaps, and luxurious products that were designed with your travel destination in mind. Planning a getaway to Mexico? Visitors can indulge in a margarita bath with limes floating on top and a frozen margarita on the side. Traveling here in the States, one hotel in Pentagon City, Virginia, near the White House, serves up a patriotic bath with red, white, and blue bath beads and streamers, and a bipartisan rubber ducky, half donkey and half elephant.
A girl can get used to this. From food to fashion, from floral designs to beauty at its best, our Cool Hunters are searching the globe, always on the lookout for the most original lifestyle ideas. Now that's totally cool.
Coming up next, meet internationally renowned furniture designer Vladimir Kagan and discover why his floating plexiglass designs are so cool. They've been in style for more than half a century.
It is almost impossible to believe that we are in the home of Vladimir Kagan, star of the 1940s and 1950s Jetsons meets James Bond brand of furniture design, king of floating furniture. But here at home, with his incongruous mixes of almost like Versailles colorings, the bird, the 10-foot aviary that stands in the background with the birds trilling, to his Haitian art, almost ready for a voodoo sacrifice on the altar. What Vladimir Kagan shows us through his own life experience is that modern is about being comfortable. It's about creating your own design aesthetic. The man is a dichotomy, but so is personal style. Vladimir Kagan's talent for design literally defines cool. One of the 20th century's preeminent modern furniture designers, Kagan designs from the 40s, 50s, and 60s have become icons of mid-century chic. Kagan's use of plexiglass gives the appearance of furniture literally floating in air.
Lucite is such a, because of its transparency, it lets everything come through it. And if you have an oriental rug, well, that oriental rug is seen. And in fact, I made my furniture on the lucite legs so you could see the oriental rugs. That was one of the first times I made office furniture, heavy desks with very thick lucite legs, so that what was on the floor became part of the picture. I don't try to make a stylish piece of furniture that's here today and gone tomorrow. It has to be aesthetic, it has to be practical, and it has to please the eye. But I don't try to date it.
In his own home, Mr. Kagan proves how mixing and matching plexiglass with different periods of furniture, along with displaying a truly eclectic mix of personal mementos, ranging from Haitian art to 1970s go-go wallpaper, just goes to prove true style outlasts the trends.
In my home, I use a grand mix of things. I started life as a great minimalist. I was really influenced by the Bauhaus philosophy of less is more. I must say, in my advanced years, I've come to the conclusion that more is more.
Heaven knows I could be hallucinating, but I'm pretty sure I was seeing this furniture at garage sales about a year ago.
You were, and I'm sure those people are shooting themselves for putting it in garage sales now.
I'm going back there now. You know, this Kagan-esque furniture is like, this is the coolest thing.
Absolutely, but I'm going to take you to a fantastic place called Space to show you that it is now in its 21st century and it's fantastic.
So, if you can't afford a 5-figure Kagan original, don't despair. Take a look at some fine pieces of plexi design that are not only cutting edge, they're affordable. Monique, is this a waterfall table?
It is a waterfall table, and it's perfect if you're on a bench like this to use as a drink table, or
and it slides.
It's a good divider if you don't really want to be next to the person there.
Slam them away.
Stay out of my personal space.
And I like how it could be formed, you know, the plexiglass could be fabricated in so many different ways.
I love the combination of the texture of the cork and the clean lucite.
Look at this. I mean, I feel like, Monique, you and I could do this like in the garage. We could like cut some plexi out. You almost have a tendency to forget, because it's plastic, it can be tinted.
Absolutely. It looks great over here. I feel like we need a little background shack music.
Yeah, we do. Well, we got your chocolate poodle rug over here working.
Yeah, it is a little wild kingdom, isn't it? Like the monkey, the cow.
But you won't find any wild animals here in this jungle of suspended plexi vases. Instead, it's all about the illusion of floating flowers. This is some wacky plastic.
You should always surround yourself with floating flowers. It's a good look for you, Marcia.
It works for me.
I think that it would be really fun to decorate your home for a party. It seems festive.
I'd mix it with 14th century furniture. I'm crazy for it. The thing is that if it weren't for the lucite, how would we have ever had floating flowers?
Well, I don't know, Marcia.
Well, you know, I like to stump you. That's the most important thing. Are there more, not necessarily, you know, traditional uses of plexi, or can you mix it?
Well,
and match
actually,
it?
I would like to take you to a place called Renfro to see some what I think are really good examples of mid-century design using plexiglass.
Fabulous. Mid-century designs like these here at the Renfro showroom were created just after the Industrial Revolution. It was during the mid-1900s that craftsmen like Vladimir Kagan not only used plexiglass, but also experimented with a wide variety of new and unique materials: vellum, burled woods, and steel. Thanks to the new technologies of this period, we now have some of history's coolest furniture.
The vellum combined with the cerused oak.
Which they couldn't really do those sort of techniques like the cerusing in the 14th century or the 15th century, or the Sun King might have.
Somebody just didn't think of it.
Yeah, the Sun King might have been crazy. It might have been a whole different Versailles. And speaking of Versailles, we're going to go to a friend of mine's house who's taken mid-century chic and plexiglass and married them in a really interesting mix. From the Renfro showroom, we head to a home where the decor is a perfect example of live what you love design. Believe it or not, here we have plexi plastic mixed with 18th century antiques. It works and it's cool because it really reflects this homeowner's personal taste. Oh my God, Marnie, this is so homey and comfy, but this is a pretty daring look.
It is kind of daring, Marcia. I decided to take a lot of really old pieces and incorporate them with some, you know, of the period or some contemporary things. Like, for instance, on my coffee table, I found this little gorgeous lucite lighter that I think is just such a nice little jewel. And then, you know, when you take that and you incorporate it with 18th century antiques, such as this Flemish painting, which
this is a really important, this is like a museum quality piece.
So I wanted this to be the focal point of the room.
And it is.
And it's accented by the elongated contemporary fireplace. And then to balance that, we have these Jacob chairs from the 18th century.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Aren't they gorgeous? And then to add a little sparkle and a little crystalness to it without taking away from these significant period pieces, I found this Billy Haynes 1940s lucite lamp. Isn't it gorgeous?
But it looks great with the other, with the chest and with the really beautiful painting.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun.
You kind of mixed it up.
Exactly.
And why should we stick to any one style?
I don't think that we should.
Well, and we're not going to. Today we've seen cool, lucite, and plexi, everything from cutting-edge contemporary to mid-century chic, and finally, in an actual home where it works. It's personal, it's warm, it's inviting, and that's what's cool. Remember, Cool Hunters, being cool is all about having your own personal style. I love what our Cool Hunters have come up with. They're amazing ideas, but they have to work for you and for your life. Dare to be different. Happy hunting.